wanted to know who Nelson Mandela is. So, who is he? Well, in short, Nelson Mandela is a fighter for democracy. He ended apartheid in South Africa and was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize for this. He was elected South Africa's first black president in 1994, an election in which both white and black people could vote. And he managed to do that after spending more than 20 years in jail for his cause. Mandela even has a day designated to celebrate his contributions and sacrifices. It falls on his birthday, July 18th. So that's a pretty remarkable list. How did Mandela get here? Well, Nelson Mandela was born in South Africa back in 1918. At that time, the country was ruled by a minority of white Caucasians who implemented racist and discriminatory rules against the native black people. So in his 20s, Mandela decided to join an organization called the African National Congress, or ANC, in 1942. Now, at the time, the group embraced non-violent methods to end the segregation. But when the government banned anti-apartheid groups in 1960 and several unarmed protesters were shot, the ANC adopted armed tactics, and Mandela became the commander of ANC's armed wing known as the MK. The English translation of this means Spear of the Nation. After spearheading the now illegal anti-apartheid group, Mandela was arrested in 1963 and put on trial the following year. At his trial, he famously said, "I have fought against white domination and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Luckily, Mandela did not die for this cause, but he was sentenced to life in prison, along with 7 other people in 1964. During his time in prison, Mandela's mother passed away and he was denied the chance to attend her funeral. Luckily, Mandela did not end up serving out his full prison sentence. In 1985, South Africa's president at the time, P.W. Botha, offered to release Mandela on the condition that he gave up his violent tactics. Mandela refused and remained in prison. Then it wasn't until heavy international campaign for Mandela's freedom and President Botha suffering a stroke and being replaced by a new president, de Klerk, that Mandela was finally released in 1990. That year, President Frederick de Klerk also lifted the ban on ANC and removed restrictions on other political groups. Now a free man again, Mandela got straight back to work. The next year, he became the president of the ANC and continued to demand for equal voting rights for the blacks. Mandela had to engage in difficult political negotiations with President de Klerk to end the apartheid, and in 1993, the two men were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts. And a year later, on April 27, 1994, Mandela was democratically elected as South Africa's first ever black president. He voted, as did other black and white South African citizens. So, 50 years after he started organizing, protesting, speaking out against injustice, and later doing physical labor in prison, all so that black people could vote in South Africa and be represented in government, Nelson Mandela got there. And he didn't stop there. During his 5 years in office, Mandela oversaw the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The TRC, possibly his greatest legacy while in office, was set up as a forum to make public the crimes that happened under apartheid and conditionally offered amnesty to the perpetrators if they confessed. It's little wonder that in 2009, as a way to commemorate all that Mandela symbolized, July 18th, his birthday, was designated the Nelson Mandela International Day. That's just one of the more than 340 honors Mandela has received worldwide. So now that you know a bit more about this remarkable man, you'll probably understand why he is so dearly beloved by the South African people and extremely well respected around the world.